Hi everyone. Um, so this is my recent smash journal I made. The difference, so this is for my use. So the smash journals, I usually don't sew them. So they're just held by a ribbon or some thread, but they are not, I don't sew them. I don't sew them. While the junk journals, I usually do sew them because it's a more permanent thing. So a smash journal is to add papers, remove papers, so on. This smash journal was actually recycled from a previous smash journal I had. The other one was more of a junk journal, not so much a smash journal. But this one I wanted to be real like a smash journal. If I find something I like, I can add. Some paper I like, I add. If there's something I don't want, I can just remove. So it's kind of like an ongoing process. It's not a final product. The journal is held together by this horizontal ribbon and this vertical. So the vertical ribbon holds all the pages together. This horizontal ribbon is just so that the journal doesn't come out too much. This is a purple ribbon, and this is a butterfly I made. Just gonna take it out so you can see. Okay, so this is what I did here was this is some scrap paper. So I just cut out a butterfly. No, sorry. This is a principle where there are several butterflies or decorated butterflies. So I cut out the butterfly. Then I used it to cut out some blue vellum and I glued it at the back. And then I also glued some yellow paper. And I glued this, so the ribbon goes between the paper and the vellum. And it holds together like this. So yeah, so this is just so that this doesn't come out too much. Okay, so this is the cover. So this is the green organza ribbon that practically holds the journal together. Okay, so this is all loose pages. You can just take it out. Okay, like you can just take it out and add other pages and so on. So it's just it's a smash journal. Okay, so yeah, what I did was this. So this is actually the cover of the other smash journal. So this was a very old principle I had, and then I just glued it and put some golden stickers at the edges, some very pretty golden stickers, and a silver sticker. And this is a crocheted bird I made. And these are strips of a strip of ribbon and a lace motif. So I just cut around the motif. And I glued it with double-sided tape and then silk ribbon, a ribbon rose, which I glued with this glue, arts and crafts glue. So it's vanillic glue that I use. So it's really good for textiles and such. So yeah, what we have here is I actually cut this frame out in corrugated cardboard, and then I just put some golden stickers. I don't know if you can see, just some golden stickers, and then a crocheted bird. So this was from the original smash journal, and now what I did was I added this little tuck spot. So this is actually a strip of scrap paper. And it had this very pretty lace-like design, and what I did was I fussy cut around the lace zigzag pattern, and then I used it as a little tuck spot. So I made a little card. It can actually be used as a bookmark. It's not. It cannot be used for journaling, as you can see. So yeah. This this was actually recycled from another junk journal, and then I just glued some butterflies and put a sentiment over there. So yeah, this is actually used more as a bookmark for inspiration and so on. Okay, now on this side, this is some graphic 45 paper I bought in a craft store some time ago. It's actually double-sided. And this is some, I made a belly belt, and this is actually a printable. You can find it in Bountiful Heirlooms blogspot. So they have some really cool printables that you can use. And this one, Creativity, is one of my favorites. And it actually inspired me to do my own digital tags with the same idea. So what I usually like to put in the belly belts is strips of paper. You know, it's when you have some thought or just need some paper, just take a note or something. It's always useful. And then a teeny weeny little tag. So on the back it's clear. It's got nothing. And I put a ribbon over there, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a very soft stamping underneath the golden bird sticker, which is hot. It's a hot stamp, so you just roll it, and then I put a golden bird on top. So yeah, so that's a little teeny weeny tag. So yeah, we have a bird I made in corrugated cardboard of different colors. I have a feather I made in red cardboard. Feather, well, yeah. I made in red cardboard, and then I put a golden sticker over there. So yeah, I used it. Yeah, I had it made some time ago, and I never used it. This is a golden butterfly sticker, and I painted it with some gel pens, and then I blended it with a Q-tip. And this is a teeny weeny tag with a golden sticker flower and some strips of ribbon, and I actually used the bird. So I didn't glue the entire bird, so I just put some double tape, I think, and I just stuck it like this. Okay, so yeah, I like using sometimes text spots that are not exactly explicit. This is cotton paper, so this I also used this page, and this is handmade paper. This is a strip of handmade paper I had, and what I did was I punched some dots with a hot punch, and then I added with a piece of ribbon. And I don't know if you can see it, but what I did, yeah, this is cotton paper, so it didn't do a clean punch. But what I usually do is I use this punch. Okay, so yeah, so it's got this. Sorry, so it's got this. You see. Yeah, so it's got this this pattern. It's actually two hearts together, and then in the middle of the two hearts, in the middle of the two hearts, it is possible to thread a very thin ribbon like this. So I use this a lot. I like this method. Then I also cut a branch in corrugated cardboard. Okay, and I decorated it with some golden sticker trim. Can you see it? And yeah, it's just a strip of paper. And this was recycled from another junk journal. So this was actually from an old book, a junk journal made from an old book. And I just cut around and just kept it, and I just keep it here, you see? Yeah, so these are my whimsical tuck spots. So on the other side, this is a scrap of textured scrap paper, and this is a vintage textured kind of stamp. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a texture. It has a like kind of a glittery, very faint glittery effect. And then the butterflies they're actually stamped. So I have a rubber stamp, and I actually use, to get this effect, what I actually do is I use the gel pens to get, and I go through the rubber stamp with gel pens. So like I use a red gel pen, and then I use like a pinkish one, and then a violet one. I get this ombre effect. And the great thing is, as you stamp, it just fades. But that also happens with ink. So yeah. So now I have, okay, this was a little booklet I made. A leaflet that I made from truly aged paper. So I didn't age this paper on purpose. This was some squared paper that I actually found, and it was like a really aged. And what I did is, as you can see, some of these pages were kind of torn, so I just glued kind of like this randomly. I just put here a poem, just decorated it. So this is a printable I found online some years ago, and I just fell in love with it. So it says, you know, handmade. Okay. So yeah, I have a tag. So this tag, I actually bought. These are actually bought the tags. This is a nice board, nice cardboard. I put a ribbon on the top, and then I glued the starfish, crocheted starfish that I made, and some lace trimmings I had, and the flower, and then I just wrote a verse, a Bible verse, because I like to keep these in my journals. Then I made a booklet. So this is actually this is actually a booklet I made with pink and green paper. Okay. So this is actually for journaling. So this is the journaling part of the Smash journal. On the first page of the booklet, I added some of this material. I think it's called interweaving or something like that. The seamstresses use it. So I have some of it here at home. And so I like to just cut it like as a leaflet and add it to my junk journals. This is great if you want to like use a safety pin to just keep things, yeah, you know, souvenirs, little things, little teeny weeny things. You can just use a safety pin and you just keep it here. So yeah, so this is a printable that I cut, and this is a flower that I drew and with some pins with and I added a rhinestone. So yeah, so that's the only part of the booklet that is actually decorated. The rest is a blank slate for now. Then what I also did was a leaflet in blue vellum. Okay, so what I did was, with a flower punch, I just punched a whole lot of flowers like this. This was, okay, so this is a flower punch also. So this is a flower made with a punch and with a center golden sticker. And then this was an experiment, some experiments I was doing about painting hydrangeas. So I did it in blue paper. And then I just painted with some gel pens and blended with a Q-tip, and then I added some glitter to the center of the flowers. So yeah, so this turns out pretty awesome. Inside I have here, I don't know if you can see, a little tag That's actually made with the dried geranium flower, and then I just decorated it with gel pens and glitter. Okay. Okay, so then I have another leaflet, booklet, or whatever, that I made from beige normal paper, and again the vintage stamps, okay, with texture, and then I made these golden leaves, and, okay, you see, can you see, it's got glitter and texture. Yeah, it's a bicycle, so it's a really nice vintage touch. And then some more, and the butterfly. So this was some decoupage paper I had bought some years ago, and I actually just cut it out and glued it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty nice. And then this was actually recycled from the original Smash channel. So this was a part I just cut and then just glued it on this leaf. Okay. Right, so now this is the other page of the cotton paper. So just have a principle there. Yeah, this is a strip of scrap paper that I had, so I kept it, and it's nice for trims and so on. This is a sticker, so it's an end symbols, and it's a silver sticker. And this is a stamped butterfly I made, and these are leaves or feathers. These are all feathers that I made in vellum paper. So they just glued together. Okay. Then this is another principle that I glued, and principle in the golden bird, and then crochet bird, and that. And then finally, I actually like to finish my junk journals and my cards with a teeny weeny little thing at the back. So in this case, it was a butterfly, a stamped butterfly. I have also, so this is actually, more strips of paper that I actually used that hot punch. So I don't know if you can see how it looks. Can you see it? Okay, so you can actually thread some ribbon in the middle, okay, in some really thin, and that's what I usually do. So it's really kind of cool. And then I made this strip of paper. I used edge punches, okay, and then I actually like to keep strips of paper in the journal, and I hold it with a clip. So and I have a very old paper charm I made for another junk journal, for a teeny weeny little junk journal, and this one says hope, and so I'm just reusing it. So this is my Smash journal. For sure it will change over time. It will always be changing. Actually, recently I have some parchment paper that was actually that wasn't used, but because I only used half of the parchment, but it did go to the oven, so it's got a nice burnt texture, color, and so I will be adding it to the Smash channel soon. Well, thank you very much for watching, and please visit my blog in the link below. Thank you.